Jazz and Beyond,
where the standards are always hot
and the mood's just right.
On 702
and CapeTalk.
It is Jazz and Beyond. Welcome to the second hour. And we are still celebrating Mother's Day. That is what you're hearing in the background. A brand new single from Dr Sibusiso Mashiloane, who's our guest today. And he has got a song that is dedicated to his mother. And he calls the song She Is Mother. It's out of his latest project called ISIGQI. And of course, She Is Mother is his mother. I guess mentor and a whole lot of, and I think there's just not his mother, but just a symbol of mothers in his life and musical mothers as well. But he'll explain even better, how She Is Mother came to be, and that we are sharing it with you as part of his brand new project called ISIGQI here on Jazz and Beyond. Remember that you are absolutely welcome to share your comments, and you can do it on voice note or messages on 072-702-1702. That's a WhatsApp number if you're listening on 702, and it's 072-567-1567 if you're out listening on CapeTalk. It is Nothemba with you on Jazz and Beyond. Welcome to where you come for the jazz and you stay for a good time. Just like Dr Sibusiso Mashiloane is also here for the jazz, but we're going to have a good time. I need to Dr Sibusiso Mashiloane. Hello, my brother. Hello, Sibusiso. I can hear you, but you're coming from some other sound. I've got my technical producer trying to correct the source of your sound. And Dr. Sibusiso Mashiloane, by the way, has just been receiving this past Wednesday his PhD. We now refer to him as Dr. Sibusiso Mashiloane. And of course, he did some research, and he was researching about South African jazz music, and he continues to pursue his studies. He's forever studying, this guy, and coming out with the most amazing, research information about South African jazz, and also just the inspiration which comes from his lived experiences and his influences of being South African, and the music that influences him, which, he's a Nguni man. So there are certainly Nguni influences. He's lived in the township, so there are township influences. And of course, if you have ever listened to his music, you know that there are always these indigenous sounds. I like it when he puts, an ankle, these ankle chimes that he plays as he's playing the piano. And hoping now we can hear him. Can you hear me, Doctor?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you nice and clear.
Yes!
Listen, I have so many congratulations. I don't know where to start. Congratulations on your PhD and now being referred to as Dr. Mesh. I used to it yet. Dr. Sibusiso Mashiloane. Congratulations on your latest project, ISIGQI, which you recorded and you were performing it live out of the country. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on all the work that you do in your research, in your studies, in your teachings, in your where to stop in saying, hey, well done and congratulations.
Thank you so much, and greetings to the listeners of 702. It is indeed a pleasure, Sis Nothemba, that one is able to do this amount of work. And all I'm saying is that actually this is the beginning looking at my wish and the plan, that I have for this idiom, for our music, for the sound home. Yes.
There are two doctors in the house now because your wife is also Dr. Mashiloane. What's the conversation like? Do you refer each other, hey, doc?
No. She's the mother. I'm the father of the house. But what we believe in is excellency and
Yes.
digging really deep in depth, in our spaces. She has been the doctor for a while, so now she's actually a super specialist in pediatrics.
Oh,
so which is a
fabulous.
huge achievement. Yes, for our kids. That she was able to study.
and an inspiration as well for the children. And did you do anything special for the specialist in the house today in honoring Mother's Day?
She just came back from the spa,
Ooh,
and,
lovely.
Just also had dinner, so we are thankful.
Listen, I played the song She Is Mother, which is your first single out of your new project. Tell me about but you also say She Is Mother is a song for Susan Berry as well.
Thank you.
Tell me about this song, because it's not just your mother,
Yes, indeed, Sis Nothemba. So basically what is happening here with the whole album ISIGQI is a reflection, it reflects on my lived experiences, the people I've interacted with, the places and the locations I've been. I've been to Mpumalanga province, I've been to KwaZulu, I've been to Joburg, So it is a reflection of all those locations. I call them landscapes, But more so the people that I've interacted with in these spaces. When I got to KwaZulu-Natal, the very first person to welcome me was Umamu Susan Berry, and it was Susan Berry, Neil Gonzalez, and Demi Fernandez. Those people that who have been to Natal Tech will know them because these are familiar names, and these were the people that really held it together for our industry in terms of making it possible for us to study, So Umamu Susan Berry has been very instrumental in bringing to Natal Tech incredible musicians such as Umamu Ubusimhlongo and his band Nabobabu Mandla Zigalala, and I was like, I think I have to honor Umamu Susan Berry for her contribution, and so the whole album is honoring people, is honoring Umamu Unothembi Mkhwebane, is honoring Lokuzana Sis Mamsi as the incredible collector. So it is all about these kind of souls that I have met in the spaces. So She Is Mother is a celebration of our mothers and who they are and what they represent, their kindness and their love, in our community.
Yeah.
Yes. Including you, Sister Nothemba.
Where's my song? but it is just so special and beautiful when Sibusiso to honor these women who have made such a significant contribution to the lives and the music and the journeys of many musicians. And half the time they're hardly acknowledged, and we appreciate you for also because you are also bringing awareness about their existence and their influence as well. And I mean, like we talk about Mamsi, we call each other jazz royalty, me and Mamsi, and she is such a significant and foundation for the jazz growth and awareness in KZN, not only in KZN, because even on social media, she's always letting people know where South African music is available, those who want hard copies, and she's always looking for this great music. And myself, I also learned from her about some stuff that might have passed my eyes and ears, kind of thing. And so she's very, very important. And thank you for paying tribute to her. And I see you also pay tribute to the likes of Botlale Makene, Bomadala Gunene, Pilani Ngidi. And so, as you say, it is an album that pays tribute to a lot of people who obviously for you have been part of your musical journey, which is fantastic.
Yes, indeed.
So, I want to get into this PhD story, and the research. But before we go there, I want to play one of my favorite songs as well that comes out of ISIGQI, and then you'll tell me about it. This internal vibrations. And this is a song which is the one you actually dedicated to Kale Makene. In conversation with Dr. Sibusiso Mashiloane and his quintet on Jazz and Beyond. It is Jazz and Beyond with me, Nothemba, where you come for the jazz, you stay for a good time. It is Mother's Day, paying a special tribute to mothers with an introduction of an amazing album called ISIGQI by Sibusiso Mashiloane, who is chatting to us all the way in Durban. And this is a special album, not only because, it has a song dedicated to motherhood, and mothers come in many forms. It may not necessarily be the women who gave birth to you, but the women who have nurtured you in various ways.
Yes, that is very true.
Yes.
Hence, umamu unomkhwebane, umamu Nothemba Mkhwebane. This is the sound that when I think of the location where I come from, situated with Ndebele-speaking people, we will always sing izingoma zikaMama Nothemba Mkhwebane.
That's true.
And when I look to home and how to sound home, those are the indigenous resources for me that I see as useful in my articulation of South African jazz.
Yeah. So now your love for jazz music, your love for compositions, your passion for South African music and your piano playing, your studies, your teachings, just integrating that with your cultural experiences have driven you to study for a PhD. What were you researching about? What did you find out that we don't know?
I think, Sis Nothemba, generally, like now we're coming from the internal vibration, which is a song that I wrote for Ubabutlale,
Yeah.
But the sounds are just a collection of vibration that store and communicate messages from generation to generation, We hear messages through sound. We hear the emotions that are inserted to a particular time. It is through sound that we can hear Guti Abo Babu Masikela, they were frustrated in a particular time. We can hear it through the sound and in verses, Abo Babu Kipi Mwekezi. We can just hear from how they blow their horns, So messages are just beyond the words, but they can be felt through the vibrations of the sounds or the vibrations of the drum in this case because of the internal vibrations. So my studies have been really about zooming closer to the nuances and what are the characteristics of South African jazz.
Yeah.
Because you are using there's something about this jazz, and I've been getting that even when I perform outside. Like now, I was in Switzerland. They were like, "Oh man, there's something about how you play it, And I was saying to them, "No, there's a location to it, and there is a country to it, and there are people behind it,
Yes.
So that's what my study.
There's a language to it.
Yes, there are languages. There are ways of being." So that's why my study was an exploration of home in South African jazz. And I was looking at Ubabu Hugh Masekela, I was looking at Ubabu Peggy Mseleku, and I was looking at the ways of my being, that is Sibusiso Mashiloane.
So how do you describe there's nuances and that you found in your in your research. When you write them, how do you express them, or do you have to express them in the music? I mean, as we were saying, we've got these different languages and influences from which corner of the country you come from. We have different accents, and even the sound of that we play in a guitar. You will hear a guitar influence from KZN or from the north, the north, or even from the Cape, for instance. How do you describe these, nuances and accents and meanings? When you write them down, if not in the sound?
Sounds is primary, Sis Nothemba. The writing down of music is merely an indication, or just as a pointer, But the fundamentals of this music is within how the music is being played. We're not inventing any new skills. Scales, although there are scales that we are primarily from our locations, but we really, there's a way in how Ubabu Mankungu plays the horn, in ways that of being, not that he's inventing a horn, but how he does it talks to the sounds that he grew up surrounded by, talks to the emotions that he grew up, and the meaning. That's what I mean by meaning. The message that there is trying to convey when he says Yakhali Nkomo.
Yes.
So the writing down part of it is just an indication of that. Okay, yes, it exists, but that is not the end part. The end part is in the doing of the music. Which is what we hear Umangabu Babu Abdullah Ibrahim Adlala. You can hear a lot of Guma, and we know that, this comes from Guma influences, Umangabe Upegi Adlaluma melody. You can hear the Pedi kind of nuances in it, just the dance alone, and you can hear Ubabu Philip Tabani within that, with the Malombo, just the way. So this is how these kind of sounds insert themselves in how we characterize the music.
So with this project, was this a recital of what you discovered in your research, or was it an expression of it musically in any way?
So no, not yet. Not yet. So I haven't touched to the what I found from the research, which is quite vast. So this ISIGQI comes from my way of being, which is by extension is the sound of home. Because if I am, then I am the sound of home.
Sure.
If I play from that position of vibrating, if I play from that position of dance, I by just doing that. For example, there's a song that I titled KwaZulu. In my imagination of KwaZulu, I'm hearing I'm hearing the Zulu traditional music in it. It can be amahubo, it can be umpatanga, umpatanga, all those things. But here I was mainly being, not yet analyzed.
Being and not yet analyzed. Okay. In fact, let us just hear you being and not yet analyzed on this track you're talking about, KwaZulu. It is Dr Sibusiso Mashiloane and his quintet on Jazz and Beyond. The album is ISIGQI. Wow. Beautiful music that you're hearing on Jazz and Beyond on 702 and CapeTalk on this beautiful Sunday evening. And it is music coming from Sibusiso Mashiloane. I have to get used to saying doctor to you, my brother. But this is a track called KwaZulu, and I'm just worried that we're going to run out of time, and we got a couple of other issues. For instance, the opportunity to record this live in Switzerland, this album. Tell us quickly about that, because I'm hearing all this beautiful music, musicality from these awesome musicians that have been part of this project, making it sound so incredible.
Yes, Sister Nothemba, I was really fortunate to get a research fund to go to Switzerland, and the biggest part of it was still within the research portfolio, because I was looking into the Swiss folk music, when I was there.
Okay.
So which will all have its own album, in terms of experience that I had there. So what I did is I went through various universities and where they teach Swiss folk music, and interacted with theorists who are people who are working on theorizing Swiss folk music, and but I was based at the jazz campus with Malcolm Braff, who I've been shadowing when I was there. I was just going with him, wherever he was going with me, and yes, and I'm thankful to the Pro Helvetia for giving me this opportunity, and through Babu Prof Fight, who hosted me at the Basel University, So I recorded this at the Bird's Eye, and because part of the research was to go through the Bird's Eye archives, to check who has been there from the country and what were they playing.
So many of our musicians have recorded there and performed there at the Bird's Eye,
I was surprised that Babu Begum Selegu was actually one of the first.
You see now.
And we don't have those records. And I was like, what? And then so the owner there opened the files for me and just showed me the program from the onset. I was like, these are the people. They've been here.
Yeah.
We've been vibrating that side.
The Bo Fairfaku have been there, and Bo Marcus Wyatt. So many of our musicians have
Brazil,
have been there, and my worry is they are stealing our sound.
it is sharing.
It's being kept in archives there, not here at home. Are you with me in terms of my thinking here? I'm like, we should be having this here at home,
In order for us to find ourselves, unfortunately, this is not Nothemba, because we have been deleted in the country. We have to look for us elsewhere.
We've
been deleted. Our memory has been deleted at home. We know this. We've got the history of this, that it was bent down, So in order for us to find ourselves, unfortunately, we have to go out. I found a lot of recordings when I went to, what is this place? Actually, they're going to invite me for a solo piano project, same in Switzerland, that man there, his name is Richard. He showed me a lot of collections, when he was running festivals there, music of Nobabu Abdullah Ibrahim, when in his early 60s, 70s, he was going there, it is like this, Nothemba. We're not going to find ourselves much in terms of archives from home, but there is a lot of archive materials that Ubabu Dlamini, Dr. Sazi Dlamini, that they are doing now. There's quite a lot of platforms online that are now actually tapping into these things, And I also want to go to the Rose University, because I hear that Babu Tracy has done a lot there, but they are also in that library, We have to look for ourselves, it's Nothemba.
No, I'm glad you're doing pursuing this information and these studies, and especially documenting, as you say, sound of home in your recordings and also in your written work. Congratulations again on that. And I know we're now Ofana no Nduduzo. You won't stop talking until I stop you. So
and I still want to talk.
I know. And we don't have time. We'll have to find another way of extending this conversation. But congratulations again, and thank you so much, Sibusiso Mashiloane. And is the album available in full, or is it just still the single, She Is Mother?
Yes, we started with a song titled "Townships in the '90s" when where I was looking at our disco, our jive nuances from Abosis Brenda, and then recently we released now on Friday She's Mother. Next week we are releasing a song titled Kwandebele, which is influenced. Which is a tribute to Mamu Nothemba. Then the other week is Internal Vibrations. But on the 30th of May, ISIGQI in full, 12 tracks will be out.
Which is fantastic. And I must tell you, I've listened to the whole album, and I would urge everyone to look forward to, the track Africa, and the one you're talking about, Townships in the 90s, and also the track you've dedicated to Neil Gonzalez, Real Neil. There's also the Chief and all these amazing tracks that in the Nzimu as well. So many tracks. Way too. That's the one that you've dedicated to Mamsi Njangase. But again, thank you, Sibusiso, and all the best. And we are proud of the work that you do, and especially in preserving our jazz culture.
Thank you, Sis Nothemba, and thank you to all the supporters and the listeners of this music. Siyabonga kakhulu.